What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Bimmer barn. Today we're going to be working on the 335i Wagon build. We have a ton of 335 specific brackets to transfer from our sedan into the wagon. We also need to retrofit the oil cooler so that we have that on the new car as well. And we also have some rust prevention to be doing on some of the supports, just cleaning stuff up and tidying some things in the engine bay for the wagon build. I am waiting for a box of parts to arrive here with OEM gaskets and goodies for us to service the 335 motor before we swap it into the wagon. But since we're still waiting for that, I figured that we would finish with all the modifications to the front end so that the motor is 100% ready to get installed into the engine bay when it is done being serviced. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's get straight to work. So we've cleaned a ton of parts: the power steering reservoir bracket, these vacuum canisters in really good condition after a little bit of goat hair brush action and some degreaser. And obviously we just painted the bracket for those vacuum canisters, so that looks really nice blacked out. I think it's gonna just blend into the engine bay seamlessly. But while we're painting things, I did want to get some of the rust off of this support bar here. It's the front brace for the engine. And just in this one spot, it looks like you've got some surface rust that's brewing, and also on the back side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a grinder wheel, grind this down, and then I'm going to paint it black just in those spots, kind of to touch it up, because you're not going to see this once you have the plastic under tray on, but I do just want to make sure that that rust doesn't continue to grow. everything finally assembled, the finished product is awesome. Along with all the engine bay detailing that we did, but also the specific attention to individual components as they get installed in here, just makes everything cleaner. The frame rails, all the brackets, and having this little bracket here gone from silver to matte black, I think is gonna be really nice in the engine bay, and it's gonna help those vacuum canisters kind of just, I guess, float in midair, but you know, kind of be more stealth over here on the engine bay. So I'm happy to say that we made a lot of progress on the engine bay. I'd say it's almost 100% converted now. We're ready to put the engine in, but unfortunately I don't have all the parts to service this motor yet, and they're supposed to be in the next couple days. So hopefully those parts will come in, and then we'll get to start servicing this motor. I do want to move it over here in front of the 328 wagon, which, excuse me, the 335 wagon actually. But once we get the N52 over here, we are gonna try to mount it into the engine bay here, and then I don't know what we're gonna do about the transmission, but we need to find a way to get that thing to stay up so that at least we can get the car rolled onto a trailer with the engine and off to the junkyard. So all this is basically just scrap. If you guys are interested in this shell, let me know. I'd be happy to sell it to you for a good price. But there's not a lot of 335 specific stuff left. So it'd be a really good car if, for example, you wrecked your E90 and you're looking for a pre-LCI car to just put everything into and start over. But otherwise, yeah, I don't know who would want this thing. So that's going to conclude our video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the content, and hopefully this wasn't too short of a video for you. We did get a lot of stuff done, I will say that, but some of the things I didn't put on camera, like organizing the area around these two cars. I also had to do a lot of mental planning for this swap, just to think about what order of operations we're going to be taking to get things done. I don't think we're going to be able to pull the rear subframes out of the car until we have both motors successfully swapped, because usually I would use the wooden dollies to move the subframes around, and of course those things are currently supporting both of the motors here on the ground. So once we get the 335i motor into the wagon, we'll be able to take a look at the rear end. We have a lot of good upgrades coming for the chassis of the car suspension wise, a ton of power flex bushings, which I can't wait to share with you guys. I think it's going to be a vital part of this build and give it still that sleeper factor, with the fact that all the bushings having been replaced, the suspension being fresh, and not being a full track car. I think it's going to fit in really well. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Be sure to leave a like or a comment down below if you are, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet. As always, hope everyone has an awesome day, and we'll see you next time.